All right, people, I'm live on what you need. You about to jump into the shower, get shower, and get on with the day. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Um, y'all guys exercise yet? Y'all did your thing? Y'all staying in shape? It's always important to stay in shape. And your boy about to step into the shower. But before I do, I want to talk a couple things. First one, Gary Russell Jr. talking about his move to 135. Sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty exciting. Skipping over super featherweight to go to 135. Leo Santa Cruz talking about Gervonta need to come down to 130 to face him. Badawas, what's up, my dude? Shout out to Badawas out here. Don't forget to smash the like button. Yeah. So we about to get to moving for a day, but before we do, we talk a little bit of boxing. A lot of things going on in boxing. Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder be tossing some talk at each other. Of course, Deontay talking about he wasn't himself in there. Makes sense, really. Think about it. If y'all think about Sergey Kovalev versus Canelo, and then think about Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury, the turnaround was a little bit too short for both guys. They just kind of jump right in, and then you hear Caleb Plant talking about he ain't gonna face Canelo next because that turned around too quick. You know what I'm saying? Bradell says, bro, will running make me lose fat for boxing? I'm trying to get abs like you. Okay, so let me explain what I do to get my abs. First things first, all right? I don't really use an animal diet anymore. I'm plant-based, okay? So that's one of the things. Number two, yeah, running obviously will make you lose weight, but you also got to do ab work. Okay, there's a lot of ab work you got to do. And even if the fat don't come off of your abs gonna still be ripped. My abs are ripped because for several reasons. One of them is, one, I don't eat excessively. Two, I eat very, very healthy. Now, eating healthy doesn't guarantee you being healthy. There's a lot of factors that involve health, but eating healthy is one of the most important things. So I don't use a lot of fat in my diet unless it's natural fats. Natural fats that come from nuts, seeds. I don't even use oils in my diet. Okay, that's the first thing. Two, I don't use any animal products whatsoever. So my diet has a lot to do with it. In addition to also, I exercise a lot. All right, it's very strenuous exercise. I do a lot of ab work, and every single day, I don't miss a beat. I train every single day. Okay, so that's one of the things. It helps my mind, it helps my body, and it really keeps me younger. I feel younger. Now I have some very bad practices, and two, shout out to everybody. Don't forget to smash the like button. I heard a man needs 2,000 calories a day to lose weight. I eat whatever, and then I burn 500 a day. So, quite frankly, you can eat whatever you want if you want to. It depends on your age to start with. Your metabolism will do a lot. But the ab work, man, I can't tell you how much I work on my abs. Okay, I really work on my abs. And that's where you get your core strength from. And then the other thing about it is I go to the bathroom every time I eat. So if I eat something, I'm going to the bathroom. All right. And there's a nice little flow in my body, even though it's still not optimal because of certain practices I do. Everything in life it's not just about what you eat. It's how active you are as a person. So if you're a very active person out there, that's going to help you a lot. Two, you have to work certain muscle groups. You have to work certain parts of your body. It's not just your abs. Like you see my abs there, but my abs are a symptom of my overall body. So my core looks like that, but it's as a result of things I'm doing with my entire body as well. Okay? So that's how I was able to get my core like this. And it's been, over several years I've been like this. But sometimes I get bloated, and so you don't see my abs at all. And so the reason I get bloated is because of certain activities I get myself involved in. You try to live a clean life. That's it, really, pretty much. Right? But I'm vegan, so I don't really eat any animal products. I don't use eggs. I drink milk on occasion, but usually it's almond milk. I actually take the actual almonds and make the milk from it instead of buying the almond milk on the shelf. I try to keep it as organic as possible. I do eat some sweet, but most of my sweet is natural. Like right now, I have grains, nuts, and I wish I could go to the kitchen and show you all of this stuff. It's in the kitchen right there. Badal says, yeah, bro, at the moment I'm on weight cut. I'm trying to lose stubborn body fat. Well, here's the important thing to understand. You might need some of that body fat for boxing. It will buffer some of the punches you catch. You catch your punches. It's good to have a little bit of body fat on you. But so being ripped is not necessarily the best thing in the world. But it depends on what mass you're going down to. If you are, I was just talking. I was on stream listening to Troy King. Troy King also is on an all plant-based diet. Another guy who advocates for that, you can check him out on YouTube, Mike Rashid. He also, big, strong, buff guy, plant-based diet, okay? Now they say in combat sports, it's not always good to have a plant-based diet, but this is the important thing to understand. Stay away from processed flour, processed sugar. You need salt in your diet, so you got to use the salt, okay? Try to get sea salt if you can. I have sea salt right there. But if you can't get sea salt, any kind of salt will do, okay? With iodine in it, just make sure it doesn't have fluoride in it, okay? And salt's good. You need salt, okay? Drink a lot of water. What a lot of people do why they don't lose weight properly is they're not drinking enough water. So what happens is in between, they got all this acid building up in their stomach and it eats away their acid. Okay, once you are, do you think lifting weights for muscle is bad for boxing, like dumbbells, etc.? No. Those things are good for boxing. The resistance training. So the dumbbell, range of motion, resistance training. No, you look at most boxers, elite boxers, they use weights. They all do. All of them. Don't let them fool you, okay? How much water do you recall? Okay, so if you listen to Floyd Mayweather's, I'm going to use Floyd Mayweather for example because he's a gold standard, but there are others out there. Almost all boxers do this, okay? Floyd Mayweather's nutritionist, she said, under all circumstances, whatever you do, always stay hydrated. So he always has a bottle of water near to him. Do you notice that? Because Floyd Mayweather trains like a motherfucker. You train like that and you're not being rehydrated, you're going to be in serious problems, which is why he had to use an IV one time. He always got a bottle of water. He's always taking a sip of a bottle of water. You always got to stay hydrated all through the day. You're an athlete. You're going to be going at it hard. You have to, and especially now where you're training, you're not sitting down in this quarantine period doing nothing. You're carrying on with your life almost as if it's normal, right? For you at least. So what you need to do is keep yourself active. And in addition, always be hydrated. I drink a lot of water during the day. And particularly because I get out in the sun, and the sun is very hot where I am at, and it can dry you up in a drop of a dime. So make sure you stay hydrated. I gotta go into the shower. So I'm gonna kind of cut this for a minute, but you cool, man, dude. Let me direct you to specific channels where you can get more information on this, okay? Check out Coach Eric Bradley. He will show you diet, because you don't have to go with a pure plant-based diet. You can also use meat. But the meat, once you're using meat, do not use the meat with like bread and stuff like that. You try to stay away from processed flours. If you're going to use your meat, use it with something like stuff that you get from the ground, like carrots or like potatoes. You can use meat and potatoes, okay? But you must buffer it with a tremendous amount of vegetables or fruit. Okay, you look at Clarissa Shields when she's losing weight. Clarissa Shields, you can check out Clarissa Shields' channel as well, where she shows you diet. So what you want to do in between eating meals, and you want to have a specific time when you eat your meals, don't snack in between, okay? You want to have a specific time to eat meals, or you're going to eat small meals all along. And the small meals going to be things like fruits, maybe some nuts in between, that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? But it's better your stomach's not working all the time. It has specific times. So if you're going to eat 5 meals a day, you eat 5 meals a day. It's 5 nice, solid, small meals a day. So you use a lot of vegetables, a lot of greens around your solid meat. Like if you're going to use corned beef or some shit like that, in the middle of a lot of vegetables. Okay? because you want to get your protein and stuff, but you also want to get like minerals and vitamins to go along with it, right? Because you're an athlete, so you want to get souped up with minerals and vitamins as much as possible. So even with your sugars, that's why fruits is the best thing in the world. I don't want to go too long with this, but fruits are the best thing in the world because with your sugars comes that minerals and those vitamins. It's not just empty sugars, right? It's not just empty carbs. You want to have it in an alkaline environment with alcohol with it, and that the fruit has the perfect combination. It's got the alcohols, it's got the sugars, it's got the vitamins, it's got the minerals, everything's inside of there. So once your body takes in that stuff, it converts it to the sugar, it takes it up into the blood, and then the cells take it up like really fast. Okay, whereas processed sugars, depending on how processed it is, like you see the brown sugar, that's the best sugar in the world. If you're gonna buy processed sugar, get the brown sugar. Don't get the white sugar. Get the brown sugar. That's the best sugar in the world. It's not sweet. It's not as sweet as the white sugar. Or if you want to go for sugar, use molasses. Black strap molasses. It's the best. It's a little bit bitter. It's not as sweet, but it actually has more sugar in it but it carries in it. Or if you can get the actual cane sugar juice, you can get, or the beet, you can get beet. If you get just beet got sugar. They make sugar off of beet, right? Or if you can get the maple leaf, or if you can get the maple syrup, the actual maple syrup from the maple syrup tree, all that shit is great. Okay, as natural as possible, less processed foods are always going to be better for you because they have other things that come with them. Cane sugar has other things that come with it. It's not just sugar that they extracted and concentrating. It's sugar with other things in it, and it's actually sweeter than the actual processed sugar. And fruits are sweeter and so on. And then the different kinds of fruits you use come with different ingredients in them, right? Different mineral ingredients and different vitamins with them. There's not just vitamin C that come in fruits, and that combination is. You just don't want vitamin C alone by itself. Vitamin C works along with certain minerals and with certain cofactors. There's a lot of stuff that goes on, man. Badawi says, I believe that muscle slows boxers down. Excessive muscle. There's functional muscle. And resistance training, you see the weights can become a resistance training. Like when you're punching upwards. Right? You're punching upwards. Now that weight becomes a resistance. It's like a resistance band. So there's something called resistance training, and the weight can assist you with that. So Mayweather used it. Everybody uses it. You see him with the little dumbbell things. No big set of weight dumbbells, like a 5-pound, 10-pound dumbbell is enough, because you want to do many reps. So you're not using heavy weights to do. You know who can help you out with this? A guy named Tommy Temper. He's a physiotherapist. Check out Tommy Temper, his channel, and ask Tommy Temper these questions. Okay? He's a friend of mine and also hopefully a partner of mine in business. And he also, because elite fighters, they do weight training, all of them. All right. It's not extensive weight training. It's not necessarily the reps that you think weight trainers, boxers should do, but they all do weight training. But it's more as a form of resistance training to build some more power, to build more stamina, that kind of thing. So for you to get abs like this, it's just simply working the abs, working them, and you do a series of motions. And as a boxer, you'll be doing these things. And look at Troy King's workout. Just go type in Troy Killertainment and look at the workouts. Some of them workouts are brutal, man. And you will see it will definitely develop your abs. Now, to get your abs so that you can see your abs, you want to have the visual effect of it. Again, it just means that your body's going to now use some of that fat on the sides of the abs. So the fat's going to get burned off. That's all. And for that to happen, it means you'll be intaking less fat into your body, and more protein and carbs. So that's how that happens. And you just stay away from a lot of excessive oily stuff. And keep on keeping the activity going, and eventually you'll burn off the fat. It takes a little while sometimes. All right, so I was saying that I was talking about the stuff that's happening in boxing. Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. You know, you see, I'm a very objective person. I can see that Deontay Wilder and Sergey Kovalev suffered from peaking too early after training back-to-back in tough fights. He had the Luis Ortiz fight, and he did definitely go into the Tyson Fury fight. He looked a little bit flat. Okay, so I give him that. I give him that he said he's not like himself. Tyson Fury, of course. Tyson Fury, he himself, he was like, Badawa says, did you see what happened to Yaya, Floyd's daughter? Yeah, man. Yeah, she lost her mind when the dude's baby mama was up in there, pregnant too, probably pregnant with his baby. She lost her shit. I heard the girl was beating her ass, and she just picked up 2 knives and started stabbing her ass. She's sad. It's sad, man. I mean, but she may just have to pay some sort of fine instead of spending 99 years. It sounds more exaggerated than it is, but it seems as though the situation can be worked out. And I think that the woman who has been stabbed up, I think she can get fully compensated. So if I was the woman, I'll be collecting that check. Okay? I'll be collecting that check. Definitely. I need to be fully, utterly compensated. I'm going to be a millionaire after this shit. So that woman is going to get... She gonna get paid. Her life gonna be different. I don't think Yaya's gonna go to jail for that. I don't think they're gonna allow that to happen. I don't think Floyd gonna allow his daughter or his mama, his other baby mama. She gonna be rich, boy. She gonna be compensated for that baby and everything. She gonna be compensated. Seriously, that's gonna be settled out of court, I think. She just hit the jackpot, baby. Oh, yeah. And then she would be traumatized, obviously. But she's about to bank some serious money. She don't got to worry about nobody for the rest of her life. She's banking. Right? That's what's going on with that. That's what I think. So, and Yaya, I think Yaya is already wealthy. I think Yaya is already a millionaire. That's some crazy ass shit. But Yaya is she already building up a celebrity. Her name is Yaya. You know what I mean. But like I said before, this is not something that the apple don't fall far from the tree. Yaya being that violent is not surprising to me. Floyd's baby mamas, they all violent people. A lot of people look at, they were talking about Floyd's wife who recently died, and I call her his wife because she was like the first with him and had the majority of his children. And she was violent too. I mean, he was violent, she was violent. I've been in a violent relationship myself. And a lot of times, a lot of people just don't understand. The reality of the situation is a lot of people have difficulty getting along with each other. And so a lot of shit go down, especially in the beginning. As relationships continue, people have to learn, you know what, this is not for me. I'm going to separate from this person. Or they will work things out. Or things go really bad and people die. These are the 3 options. Because people end up in abusive relationships. And sometimes people think it's a one-way street where the woman just gets beat down by the man. People can't see that there are alternatives to that. There are variations of the theme. Sometimes women beat the shit out of guys and guys be verbally insulting them. Or sometimes guys go and cheat. Because the woman's been probably abusive in another way with a mouth, and do go and cheat. Be like, I'm gonna get your ass back, and I'm gonna cheat on your ass. So there's all kinds of shit that goes on in relationships, and I just wanted to put that out there. All right, yeah, back to what I was saying. So yeah, you know, when you're thinking about these matchups, man, in boxing, we got Gary Russell Jr. Gary Russell Jr. He's going up to lightweight. That's a big, huge step for Gary Russell Jr. And he got attitude. And you know, everybody's giving Gary Russell Jr. flack for he ain't faced nobody and stuff. But yet everybody, you see, this is the double standards in boxing I don't understand. All right, I'm gonna use his name again. Y'all don't like it. Y'all don't say I'm hating on him. But y'all talking, praising Lomachenko. Y'all praising Terrence Crawford, right? But yet y'all won't praise Adrian Broner for jumping up 2 fucking weight classes. Y'all won't praise Mikey Garcia for jumping up 2 fucking weight classes. Y'all won't praise Danny Garcia for jumping up 1 weight class. Okay? Y'all won't praise. Do I need to go on? And you see there for the top rank, that fighter can't do no wrong. Tyson Fury can do no wrong, right? Oh, by the way, Tyson Fury said to Deontay Wilder, man, you gotta accept, you gotta own that shit. You gotta own that shit. It's sad, man. I whooped your ass. I really did. I really whooped your ass. Accept that. Let's go to the third one. I'm 100% agree with Tyson Fury on this one. You know, I do know that Deontay Wilder wasn't himself, but you don't need to say that, Ninja. And I love Deontay Wilder, and I love Tyson Fury. They're both likable guys. All right? One's being seen as negative, and oh, the devil this and the devil that with Deontay Wilder. And Tyson Fury is seen as the light at the end of the tunnel. We all know why. You know. But at the end of the day, these 2 guys like each other, okay? Y'all can say what y'all want. They like each other. And Tyson Fury is very happy that Deontay Wilder gave him the opportunity to face him. In the third fight, you know, a lot of people, I listened to my boy Troy Killertainment say that Deontay Wilder, he just had to make certain adjustments and he can beat Tyson Fury. I agree. But how easy that's going to be. And then Tyson Fury has shown us he's versatile. He can do so many different things. So if you ask me, who am I going to pick in the rematch? I'm sorry, man. I'm going with Tyson Fury. I'm not going with Deontay Wilder. But that doesn't mean that Deontay Wilder can't surprise me like how Anthony Joshua surprised me against what's his name? My dude. And I like him too, Andy Ruiz. I like Andy Ruiz. Okay? Hell of a fighter. Anthony Joshua just outboxed his ass. He outboxed him. Okay? Y'all can say what you want. He outboxed him. He did what I did not expect him to do. Tyson Fury, you say what you want. Outboxed Deontay Wilder the first fight. Second fight, walked his ass down, used his defense, got him out of there. Okay? That's fact. We can make as much excuses as we want. That's fact. Okay? Now, yes, he did cheat with the gloves. We all know this. Okay? He cheated. But did he need to cheat? No. If he didn't even cheat, the strategy he had caught Deontay Wilder and his team off guard. He was going to beat Deontay Wilder, regardless. Maybe not in the spectacular fashion he did, but he was going to do it. Okay? I hope Tyson Fury does not cheat the next time with his gloves. Don't need to do it, Tyson. Don't need to do that shit. Really don't. You already have an edge over Wilder and over almost every heavyweight in the heavyweight division. Your edge is you can fight small and you can fight long. That's some shit that nobody in the division has your dimensions to start with, the dimensions. And then on top of that, motherfucker can fight small or big. Okay? Knows how to use his weight, knows how to use his leverage. Came across to the United States of America and dominated. Okay, he dominated. He blew a lot of people's minds. He dominated that fight. That's impressive. Okay, so say what you want about Tyson Fury. That boy got skills. That boy got skills. That boy is sick. And like I said before, I like Tyson Fury. When I say that he cheated, this is something separate to how I view him as a boxer. And I don't like people cheating, okay? It was no need to cheat, okay? There was no need to cheat and to get that extra edge on Deontay Wilder. Now, having said that, Deontay Wilder gonna have enough time for that rematch. He's gonna have more than enough time for that rematch. He's not gonna turn around rather quickly. He will recoup from his knockout. If they're gonna fight in September, October, which is a good time to fight, he gonna have enough time for that rematch. Okay? And let's see what he does. I mean, the odds are against him, but he has hired, or at least it's reported that he has 2 trainers with him and George Foreman. I don't see why this guy can't do it, because Anthony Joshua's done it before. And can he deal Tyson Fury his first loss? Yes, he can. Anything's possible in boxing. Is it likely? In my opinion, no. But if he puts on a hell of a performance against Tyson Fury and makes a fight, you know, like a Roy Jones Jr., Bernard Hopkins 3, then I'm cool. You know, maybe he never beats Tyson Fury, right? But if he shows that he's competitive in the 3rd fight, that's all I need to see. You know, it might make it to the final bell, but if he's competitive in the 3rd fight and shows me that he know what the shit he's doing, and even if he drops Tyson Fury drops him or something, make it a fucking exciting fight somehow, some way. You know, not one-sided, but an exciting to and fro between the 2 guys. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna love it. And he would show his pedigree. So I truly believe that, I'm not saying that Wilder has a whole lot of pedigree, but I'm just saying he's a hell of a boxer. Not in the sense of boxing as a pure boxer, but he tries different things. Like I said before, Wilder tries a lot of different things, and that's what I respect him for. Going on to another topic. Adrian Broner. Ooh, the daylight has come already. Adrian Broner versus everybody. Adrian Broner just recently did a podcast in which he sneakily shout out my name, What You Need, which means he had been watching my channel. There are a lot of people watching my channel. I don't know where my channel be going. I don't know where my videos be going, but I just be talking boxing. I don't really care otherwise. But Adrian Broner, like I said before, and I will say it again, you look at his fucking resume, it's crazy. He got a crazy resume. All right, this guy has faced the who's who in boxing. He's faced the notoriously difficult Sean Porter. Dropped him. The only other guy to drop Sean Porter, I think 2 other guys. I think it was Joel Diaz and Errol Spence. I mean, the only other 2 guys that dropped Sean Porter. Nobody else has dropped Sean Porter. Okay? He faced the legendary Marcos El Chino Maidana. Okay? We're talking the elite guys, right? Maidana was tearing through everybody, was knocking out everybody. Okay, he dropped Adrian Broner twice. Adrian Broner was the first guy to stand up to this dude, and he did not get him out of there at welterweight, aside from Devin Alexander. And then he also faced Paulie Malignaggi. Paulie Malignaggi, he won the championship of Paulie. Okay, so some people debate if Paulie won or he won. I get it. It was a close fight. You got it. But in my opinion, it was still a great achievement jumping up from lightweight. This dude had not fought at super lightweight. He jumped 2 weight classes, faced Paulie Malignaggi, who is a very, very not adequate. What's the word I'm looking for? Competent. He's a very competent and solid boxer. I'm not going to talk about he's a good banger or he's a very good welterweight. You know, he was the weakest of the welterweights, okay? But anyway, Adrian Broner jumped up, kind of like how Roy Jones Jr. did. He jumped up 2 weight classes from light heavyweight to heavyweight to face John Ruiz, who was the weakest of the heavyweight champions, right? He jumped in 2 weight classes, faced Paulie Malignaggi, coming off the Shevchenko win, and beat Paulie Malignaggi. All right, he got the nod. Here's what it is. So Paulie Malignaggi is not a big name on his resume, and then this dude went up and faced Manny Pacquiao, Jesse Vargas. Right, Manny Pacquiao, of course, a legend in the sport of boxing. Did not get stopped. Did not get dropped. Unlike Keith Thurman. His defense was on point. He wasn't landing enough offense on Pacquiao. But he was in there. He was game. He was doing a good fight. He fought. Best I ever seen him fight, actually. And this was at welterweight. Okay? This man faced bad motherfuckers at welterweight. Marcos Chino Maidana is a bad motherfucker. He coming back, by the way. And we saw a discussion with him and Virgil Ortiz. And Ortiz trying to make a fight with him. You know, everything started really... Ortiz was known as Victor Ortiz until he faced Marcos Maidana. I think they dropped each other at least once. I think Ortiz went down twice or 3 times, something like that. And then Ortiz stopped the fight. I think he was explaining to Marcos Maidana why that fight was stopped or whatever. But this is Victor Ortiz. Now, he still can punch like a mule, Victor Ortiz. The problem with him is his chin. And it's not well, how do I say it, boy? Josecito Lopez wrecked him, I think. I think Josecito Lopez wrecked him. I think Marcos Maidana fight was the first fight where he stopped fighting against Marcos Maidana. And from then on in, if you're a fighter and you stop a fight, it doesn't mean that you will. I mean, Roberto Duran did that. Roberto Duran quit. Willis Chavez quit. There are a lot of guys who quit. Roger Mayweather quit. We had a lot of people in boxing who quit. They just stopped fighting. And it was like, I had enough. Okay? But they went on to still have incredible careers. Duran had an incredible career. So, you know, a lot of people say when you quit, you know, it makes it easier for you to quit the next time and the next time and the next. Not necessarily, okay? That's not necessarily true. All right? I know a lot of fighters. Guillermo Rigondeaux quit against Lomachenko. He's still fighting. And he's still whooping ass, okay? So some guys just go out on the shield. They don't give a fuck. They're gonna fight to the very end. Other guys, they calculate the risk. They calculate this and they say, man, I'm gonna preserve myself for another day. But Victor Ortiz chose to preserve himself for another day against El Chino Maidana, who was whooping his ass. He was really starting to put the beat on him. And you know, Victor Ortiz was like, man, I'm getting my ass whooped. I'm just gonna call it a day. But for him, it didn't really work in his favor necessarily. Against Mayweather, he did not quit. He did not quit. So you gotta give him his props for that. Against Andre Berto, everybody expected him to fold. That shit did not happen. Even when Andre Berto was bringing the heat back, he kept on bringing back the heat on Andre Berto. And then he had all these incredible fights with all these incredible names. Victor Ortiz had a hell of a resume, by the way. Until Floyd, I mean, after that, Josecito Lopez came in and spoiled everything. And then after that, he really never really caught himself after that, after he broke his jaw. He just never, I think it was psychological, really. Up to this day, I think it's still psychological what happened to him. You know, I think he also incorporated brain trauma of some kind. And again, he's been involved in domestic disputes and assaults on various people. You're going to find that with boxers. People think of boxers as saints and they can switch on to switch. Dude, boxers are very volatile people. They talk and presented like boxers are really nice, but you get on their wrong side, they'll fuck you up. They'll fuck you up. Okay? So it's not as easy as it sounds. These guys, that's what they do. They punch. They in combat. All right? You catch them the wrong time in the wrong way, they'll fuck you up. Okay? So everybody's going in on Sergey Kovalev, how he was, you know, doing these things to women or he was punching people. I get it. I understand. But anybody do a CAT scan on this motherfucker's head? Did anybody actually brain scan it? Okay, he don't do that shit to his wife, does he? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about these things, right? The mental state of boxers, because they be taking these fucking punches, man. Okay? To the head. So somebody need to go really seriously brain scan them and have comparisons when they first came into boxing and then and see how much damage the brain has had. Which leads me to what Chris Algier was talking about, which is using creatine. Creatine obviously is a substance. It's phosphorylated. Phosphorylated creatine. But I'm sure you're not ingesting phosphorylated creatine. You're just ingesting creatine, but it would be phosphorylated. But the point is, phosphorylated creatine works like ATP. It gives you, I think it is 3 times as much ATP as ATP will, 3 times as much energy. And creatine is used for repair, regeneration, and regrowth. And the important thing about that is, if you get hit and trauma to the head, the creatine can help to replenish, regrow, and even protect certain cells in your head, especially the neuronal networks in your head. It's more important than anything else. All right. So anyway, boxers need to use that. They need to have really good nutrition. And what we're learning now, based on nutrition, health science, and so on, is, and that's why I said boxing as a sport has evolved, but y'all just don't understand the shit that I be saying, but nonetheless, it's okay, is that today now we're paying more attention to head trauma, to damage to the body. And there are certain precautions and certain things boxers are using today that helps them still be able to take punishment at a higher level, okay, and then recoup, regenerate, and heal back much faster, okay, than yesteryear boxers. Now, having said that, if we look at Sergey Kovalev and Deontay Wilder's cases, where they had quick turnarounds and big fights, you find guys in yesteryear, they would have done turnarounds and big fights regularly, okay? But the problem with it is the kind of training that went into these big fights with Deontay Wilder, with Tyson Fury, with Sergey Kovalev and Canelo, back-to-back training. The problem is not the actual fight on fight night. It's the training that goes into it that's very rigorous and breaks down the body. And then the body needs to rest. A week, 2 weeks into going into the fight, training de-escalates. So just imagine that back-to-back immense training. And you know what's the amazing thing? This is how I would compare it. This is just my opinion. I don't have any facts to back it up, okay? I believe, okay, this is just my opinion, so I need to verify it. I believe those training camps are worse and take more out of the body than actual fights these throwback fighters had, where they was just knocking out people. Why? Because a training camp, you're pushing yourself to the limit, which means you're not going to go get sparring of guys that you could just knock out. Whereas guys was just getting work back in the day, and they have fights where they just knock the guy out and that's it. They're not taking no punishment. No, you will be training in camps with young, strong fighters, maybe for amateur fighters, whatever, who can push you for the fight that you have to face, which means you'll be taking damage and breakdown much more and to a higher extent than a guy who's fighting a guy every single day or 2 guys a day, but he just canning them motherfuckers because them guys just come off the street. All right? And imagine you start off with 6-rounders or 4-rounders, but you got the rotation of these young, fresh, young lions coming at you all the time, whether it's the heavyweight division, whatever division it is. And then think about this. Motherfuckers like Floyd and motherfuckers like Pernell and motherfuckers like Pacquiao, and even the young guns today like Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, Sean Porter, they don't be sparring guys their size. They be sparring guys bigger than them. So you're taking all this fucking punishment in training session. This is the rationale behind it. You take all this fucking punishment, you get beat the fuck up in training session, right? To prepare you to go into a fight, to deal with the actual fight. You can't take 2 of them sessions back to back, man. Get the fuck out of here. You can't. It's different to the throwback fighters. So the guys will on the surface say, because they don't know fucking shit about boxing, they're going to say, oh, well, these guys, they used to fight every single day. Yeah, but you put guys from this era into that era, or take those guys from that era, bring them over here. That's like fucking bums. I'm be just chewing up them bums. But what's the point? You don't go into sparring to knock out people. That's not the point. Sparring is to work on shit. Get yourself prepared, whether it's punch resistance or whatever you're testing out. You're getting yourself prepared. Sometimes in sparring, you don't even throw a fucking punch. You're just working on your defense. All right, so you're taking punishment. Even if you're blocking the punches, they still, your arms, right? Your arms might be blocking the punch, but it's still hitting your body. It's still hitting your body. You have to tense up. And so the arms buffer the punch, but the shit's still hitting your body. Right? So there's still going to be wear and tear. You still got to go use the ice bath after. Right? You still got to get the rest you need to recoup for the next fucking day. Because it's punishment. It's wear and tear on the body. Training camps are different to outside of training camps. You know what I'm saying? So even though you staying ready outside of training is just a whole other different ball game. They take it up a whole other level. All right? And I think, so that's why the big fights are not back to back to back. And you hear guys like Caleb Plant talk about this. You hear guys like, who was talking about this too? About the wear and tear on the body. Yeah, he's at super featherweight right now. He'll come to me. He's in Terrence Crawford's camp. He's coached by Bomac. It'll come to me in a minute. His name is just kind of, it's not Rashid Warren. It's just now it'll come to me. He just had an interview recently. He was talking about how he would love to see Terrence face Sean Porter. His name just slipped me. It'll come to me. Yeah, so I'm trying to get you fans to understand certain things, because a lot of you fans compare today to yesteryear, and you really think that today is inferior to yesteryear in every single way. There are aspects where it is inferior to yesteryear. One of the major ones I'm going to say it really straight off the bat, is fans knew a lot more about the sport than you motherfuckers do. That's the first thing, because a lot more people boxed. In fact, there was a certain point in time where boxing was bigger than baseball and bigger than any kind of sport out there. Everybody used to scrap. Men and women used to scrap. Women didn't get the shine, but they used to scrap too. Yeah, put them up and let's go, right? So people had a first-hand knowledge of boxing because they used to actually box, right? So that's one of the points, you know. And of course, not the other thing was the commentators actually knew more about what the fuck they was watching than today. I mean, today's it's starting to change around again, and you're getting boxers as commentators. I love that Sergio Mora is commenting, even though sometimes he has a bias, and there's a lot of biased commentary towards what they perceive to be the fighter they want to push. I don't like that. And I hope the boxers would stay away from that and just call it as they see it. But, you know, by and large, I think that you get much more understanding of what is going on in that ring. Even Showbiz the Adult, you know, I found all around people who are actually commenting on boxing these days, they actually have a bit more understanding of what you're telling people what they're seeing. But like I said before, you have to look at whose game plan is actually being implemented in boxing. So like, I try to break down fights. I try to explain to people how fights go, so you can put up your own assessment on things. Because I want you as a fan to know what the fuck's going on in there. You don't need to hear the commentator tell you that. You should know it for yourself. You should know what you're seeing, right? And we always talk about shifts of momentum, who's actually in control at the point in time, and the game plan. And the game, okay, so one of the things you got to look at is the fighter's style. If you don't know how to define the style of the fighter you're facing, what does he use? That's why skills are important, because it determines style. Skills give you more options. The more skillful you are, is the more variety you can bring to the table. It doesn't necessarily mean win the fight, but it's a variety you bring to the table. That's what skills are. Skills are not things that you're born inherently with. They are things that are taught. Okay, and all of this now, boxers are actually saying it, and people are actually, because again, I'm trying to educate on this channel. I'm not trying to be like, you know, I'm not just trying to get brownie points. I'm literally, my videos, people can use them to educate themselves with, and educate other people with. So, and these videos are going to stay here for as long as they are. And I got videos with 40,000 views, 50,000 views, 100,000 views, right? I got videos on here with that. You guys go look and see, right? And it's because I was able to educate people on boxing. That's the whole point behind it, right? Why do a channel? Why would I call it What You Need if I'm not educating people on it as I get educated? So, like I said before, a lot of people want me to be a coach and all this shit. I'm not doing that shit. Oh, if I walk the walk, then I can do something. Until then, I'm not doing shit. I'm not telling nobody nothing because I don't know shit about boxing until I refer you guys to channels and stuff and I tell you things that I've seen from what other people have said. I don't know shit about boxing. I gotta box. I don't care how many successful trainers they talk about out there, who are not professionally or in the amateurs box. I'm not doing that shit, okay? Kenny Porter was an amateur boxer, okay? Kenny Porter was an amateur boxer. So that means Kenny Porter boxed, okay? I don't know for Virgil Hunter. I don't know if he ever boxed in his life. He probably at least did the thing, threw a couple punches. He had to have done something, all right? Hopefully. Freddie Roach boxed, and he fought in the pros. So you gotta have respect for Freddie Roach. No matter what shit he says, you gotta have respect for him. All right, because he actually did it. And so, I'll try to emphasize on this. Back to what I was saying about the boxing. So, Adrian Broner, man, whatever you guys say, this man has fought, people in boxing, right? And some of the fighters at welterweight, he's fought are respectable dudes, right? Like I said before, Jesse Vargas, he faced him, okay? Then he faced some okay guys, and he won another title that was well known in other divisions. He also fought Mikey Garcia, and we all know Mikey Garcia is he's pound for pound fighter, okay? Fought him too. So, I mean, he has fought some really good names in boxing and performed okay. So he kind of underperformed, but defensively, he was on point. You know what I'm saying? He on point. So you can't knock Adrian Broner. He is a name in boxing. He might be on the losing end of the spectrum, but he got some big ass fights. And this is a dude who he's not a true welterweight, okay? At best, Adrian Broner really performs best at super lightweight, which is junior welterweight. He's a junior welterweight. He not a welterweight. You know what I mean? But he be doing his thing. He's like Pacquiao. Pacquiao is not a welterweight, right? True, he's not true welterweight, that is. But he do his thing, right? Marquez wasn't a true welterweight either. No Floyd, right? So, yeah, Adrian Broner, man, and he came up on IG and was talking about Errol Spence and how Errol Spence would murk all them dudes. He said he's coming back stronger and better. And I'm of the camp that I think Errol Spence, I think a lot of people they're overlooking Errol Spence. A lot of people are overlooking Errol and thinking that, man, I should have been out of here already. A lot of people are overlooking Errol and they're thinking that, Terrence is going to beat Errol or something like that. And I'm like, I even saw people do breakdowns of Terrence Crawford. And my boy, Hidden Gem, he did a video where Terrence Crawford would beat Errol based on the fact that Terrence Crawford can switch hit. And I'm like, and he can switch hit, that's fine. But here's the problem. Errol's a southpaw. Errol fights orthodox fighters all the time. And he fought southpaws and was very successful against them. Stopped them. He even fought switch hitters. Stopped them. What are you really saying? That means nothing. You're not going to bring any new looks to Errol by going southpaw. He's a southpaw. And if you go orthodox, that ain't nothing that Errol ain't seen either. So Terrence ain't got no advantage against Errol when it comes to that. And he was talking about how Terrence would disguise his jab his hook off his jab. That's something that is cool, but not when somebody's changing levels on you. It don't mean shit. You know, a lot of people just don't understand how skilled Errol is. That Errol changes levels. Okay, so let me explain to you what I mean. I can't demonstrate it, but I can explain it. One of the key things Errol Spence possesses, separates him from a lot of folks in his division, is the ability to pivot. That's how he was able to kind of offset Shawn Porter. He could pivot one way or the other. And so he can buffer shots. 2, Errol Spence has the ability to change levels. That's why he can dog a guy down, he can walk a guy down, and not get caught all the time. He gets caught. You know, I could see Terrence check hooking him, catching him with the left hook in the orthodox stance, catching him with the right hook in the southpaw stance sometimes. You know, I think he's better at catching the right hook on the southpaw stance than he is in the orthodox stance. Because, again, the angle. But that's if he wants to dog you. If he decides I'm going into dog mode, I'm going to walk this motherfucker down. Okay? I'm not taking a step back. If he chooses to box you, on the other hand, you have a problem. And he can box very well. I was watching the fights even when he was dogging guys and he would change to boxing mode. You know, and one of the tricks he has is he changes levels. So when you're trying to counter him, you're trying to establish your jab and counter him, he can slip under your jab or under your hook. It doesn't matter what you control. You control jab or hook, it doesn't matter. He can slip under it, catch you with his jab or his left to the body, and he will roll out of there or roll backwards or snap backwards or pivot out the way. Okay? Terrence Crawford does the same thing in terms of jabbing and pivoting, which is very good. But Errol has such fucking clinical, sharp precision. Terrence is not as precise, as clinical, and rehearsed as Errol is. He also doesn't have as solid a base as Errol does. And these are things that you just have to observe. And then I'm not against Terrence Crawford like that, but it's just that you got to pay attention. Terrence Crawford got the ability to be more flexible. What do I mean by that? And not in terms of skills, but in terms of just the way he moves. He's more elastic. Errol is much more precise. I mean, he's very precise in how he moves, and how he jabs, and how he pivots. And so, you know, Terrence be chirping like a mother, man. He'd be chirping at 154 pounders. I don't know if you really want to do that, Terrence. You know, some of them 154 pounders are not great boxers like you. So you might be able to outbox them, but I don't think you want to, you know, some of them 154 pounders, man, they don't hit like 147s. They really don't. And they're physically strong. Like, for instance, I'm not saying Terrence is not physically strong, because he is, but it's just that you got to understand what battles you picking. You can't be chirping a 154 pounder like a Jermell Charlo. Jermell Charlo's physically strong. That ninja is like, do you understand? He's bigger than you. Like, he is bigger than you. And he will use his weight, his size, and his strength on you. He will choose to walk your ass down. I don't care what you say. You can chirp as much as you want. That is not a dude you want to chirp at like that. Like Jermell, he's not a better boxer than you. I know this for a fact. Okay? Tony Harrison made him look stupid. Okay? So you can make him look stupid, but I'm going to just say, he gonna come at you and he gonna physically rough your ass up. I can guarantee you that. And yeah, you could strength train and shit, all of that for 154 pounds. That motherfucker be strength training for a long time. He could be a 160 pounder. That is not a guy you want to mess with, man. Physically, I'm talking about, you know. And I know we talked about it's a mental game, not just a physical game. So Terrence will try to offset him. Definitely need to go into the pocket and infight him. But you're going to have to build some serious strength. You're going to have to, like Tony Harrison had a lot of strength. And even with all that strength, when Jamel caught him, he stunned him. Okay? He stunned him like crazy. Okay? Jamel's not a guy you want to mess around with. Like, that dude is too big for Terrence Crawford at this point in time. Like, Terrence is chirping at this dude, and I'm like, dude, you know that, I understand you're fearless, but do you understand what you're dealing with there, though? I mean, you're going to have to outbox that ninja. That's what you're going to have to outbox that ninja, because he'll be coming. He's going to look at you like you're a small dog, and he don't care. He don't care. He gonna take your punches and keep coming. he gonna corner your ass. He gonna rough you up, and eventually he gonna suck all the energy out of you. He gonna beat you up. He gonna beat you down. He don't even care. He don't even care about boxing. He gonna just walk your ass down. You smaller than him. Like, I don't think these guys understand, man. Like, sometimes, but I mean, I can see Terrence outboxing him though. If he plays cards right, he could outbox Jamel. But Jamel obviously won't have no respect for him in the beginning, and he's gonna try and walk him down. He's gonna try and take him out early. You know, I can see that happening. But I could see Terrence Crawford, because he got decent pivot work. You know, he also has pivot work, not like Errol, but he has decent pivot work. Errol been sparring Jamel Charlo. That's the dude he be sparring. Jamel don't give him no favors. I'm just saying. So, and Jamel come from a boxing background, so he knows how to box as well. He a little bit wild with his shots, I think. Tony Harrison definitely outclassed him. And you got a decent jab. You could do something with Jamel. But Jamel also can box, and he can counterpunch. He gonna get you at some point, and you have to be strong enough to take that shit, because if he catch you right, it's night, baby. Night. You ain't standing. You got dropped by Egidijus Gavaliauskas. You got dropped by that ninja. I mean, Egidijus could punch. Let's not get it twisted. And he looked like a boxer against you. I don't know what you was doing. I think he was trying to just walk his ass down and get him out of there. And he was like, man, I'm going to find out what. I ain't got no respect for this dude. I'm going to take his punches. I figure that's what, but come on, man. Like, seriously. Not Jamel Charlo, man. You picking to fight the wrong people. You know, that not necessarily do. You be like, dude, listen. You like, keep my name out your mouth and be like, dude, you too small to be talking that kind of shit right now. Be like, keep my name out your mouth. Listen, ninja. What you say? He need to come down to 147 to face you? That's what you really saying? Because that's the only thing you could be saying. Because there ain't nothing else. You ain't going up to 154 to face that ninja. That would be impressive, though. If you were to go up to 154, face him, and be competitive or even beat him, that would be impressive. We would have to give you your props on that one. You know, I think Terrence is buying into his own hype, man. You gotta calm down, ninja. You like a little chihuahua with a Great Dane. You be barking and shit, all aggressive and shit, but like the Great Dane, come on, man. Like seriously, like come on, man. And who else you gonna call out? Canelo? Triple G. Well, you might be able to outbox Triple G. You think you can outbox Triple G? I don't know. Kell Brook. You engage too damn much. If you box him, you beat him. If you box him, you gonna at some point have to face him on the inside though. But if you box him, I think you can beat him. You got the skills. You know, Kell Brook could have beaten him as well. He was tattooing Triple G up. But again, you know, you got to know where to pick your fights. You got to be smart in there. And, you know, Triple G's not a guy you just want to get hit by just like that. You know what I mean? You going to have to one of the greatest strengths of Triple G is his strength. Boy, strong as fuck. He's tough too. He can take a punch. So that's like the greatest strength of Triple G. He got some boxing too. He's very scientific in how he approaches, especially his offense. Not so much his defense, but his offense. You know what I'm saying? He got some subtle things he do in his defense too. Don't get it twisted, but he that's his thing. So, and he loves to walk down people. I mean, how you gonna push him back? Like, seriously, you're gonna try and push him back? You gonna go to the body? Like, really? You know you're gonna get countered up top if you go to the body. I'm just saying. Like, like there's just some things that sometimes you need to prep for. Like, you really need to prep. It'll take a while for you to grow into the strength of that thing before you can just jump up there and say you're gonna face, you try to be like Jermell Charlo, you don't know what you're dealing with. Like, Jermell Charlo be watching and I'm like, I think I pretty much do. You a good boxer. I'm not saying no, but I ain't really looking to box you. I'm looking like Teofimo Lopez said, I'm gonna fight Lomachenko. I'm gonna use my size to my advantage. I'm gonna rough his ass up. Now Lomachenko's strong as fuck. Don't get it twisted. Just because he's small, but he's strong. Teofimo is much stronger, much bigger, much younger. So it's gonna be an interesting fight. He don't got the experience that Loma have. I mean, Loma got a hell of a lot of experience. So Loma could use that to outsmart Teofimo, and even boxing for a bit, make himself hard to get at. He's an aggressive fighter. He needs to make himself hard to get at. Get a boxer on the back foot a bit, assess him, check the ankles and shit, and then do what he do. Do the Loma thing, you know what I mean? Have Teofimo chase him around the ring a little bit. Can't always be aggressive. You can't always fight the fight that everybody knows you for. You have to change it up a little bit. And Loma gonna have to change up his game plan. He gonna have to make Teofimo come to him and frustrate him a little bit. And tap him here, tap him there. Frustrate him, tap him here, tap him there. That's what you gotta do. And we all know what Teofimo gonna do. He gonna make it rough and rugged. He gonna try and get to him, rough him up, everything. He gonna rough him up in the clinch. He gonna try and twist his arm. He gonna try and shoulder him. He gonna try and body him. He gonna change levels on him. He gonna butt him. He gonna make it rough and rugged, man. Teofimo gonna make it rough and rugged for Loma. Loma might complain. The fight might be DQ'd. Teofimo coming to just rough his ass up. He's going all around rough game. Because when a guy's a great boxer and a better boxer than you, you better Marcos Maidana your ass up and do everything possible to disrupt them and disrupt their rhythm. And the only way is to you gotta be raw. You gotta be raw on them motherfuckers. You can't be nice. Dude might be a better boxer than you. So what you gotta do? You gotta do an equalizer. You gotta hit him in the nuts every now and then. Hit him in the nuts at least once. Headbutt his ass at least once in the fight. You know what I'm saying? Catch him with the elbow. Elbow him. Once you get in the clinch, look to fire off a couple shots on him. Put out your weight on him. Weigh him down. Headlock his ass. You gotta be dirty. You gotta be dirty. Okay? You gotta be dirty. You can't fight a superior fighter clean. You're gonna lose the fight. You gotta fight him dirty. But you gotta have good footwork. You gotta have good boxing IQ. So you can cut him off. When he try to go his favorite spot, you gotta stop him. You gotta deny him from that. You gotta make him go to the uncomfortable spot. There's certain things Loma love to do instinctively, especially when he's on the road. You got to make him uncomfortable. You got to make him do things that he don't want to do. And the only way you're going to do that, you're not going to do it by outboxing. You got to use boxing. Don't get me wrong. You're going to have to use the fundamentals of boxing. You're going to have to use your jab, change levels, pivot work, boxing. You look like you're going to box him, and then you just tear his ass up. You just rough his ass up. Straight down. You're using your boxing still, but you're roughing him up. You gotta physically rough this guy up. Ain't no other way. Bump him with the shoulder, twist his arm, headbutt him, subtly headbutting him at times. And you got to use every single little dirty little trick and craftsmanship in the book to beat a guy who is a better boxer than you are, or more experienced boxer than you are. Especially if he's old, and make sure you rough up that dude. Rough him up. Rough his ass up. Don't play that shit. Rough him up. Okay? And it's not as easy as it sounds, because, I remember Marvin Hagler's coach saying you need to rough up Sugar Ray Leonard, but Sugar Ray Leonard would not allow him to rough him up. Sugar Ray was way faster than him. You know what I'm saying? I think Lomachenko's going to take this as a serious challenge. This is a young, strong, hungry champion who's coming to get him, and he's going to have to use his smarts, particularly his smarts, not nothing else really, his smarts and his skill set that he has to be able to use the right timing, the right game plan to deal with a Teofimo Lopez who's coming to shut his ass down, coming to shut him down. That's what he's going to do. So Lomachenko going to have to show why he's the best lightweight there. All right, you can't run from Teofimo. Well, Teofimo's game plan is to pressure you. Loma will be like that, playing my hand. He's playing into my hand. Well, we hope so. Hopefully you can hit him with something to give him respect, to let him know, hey, you ain't just rushing in here, ninja. My name is Lomachenko. You gonna have some respect on that shit, But if he can't do that to Teofimo, and if Teofimo comes in with smart pressure, this fight could be over within 7-8 rounds. 7-8 rounds. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Teofimo versus Lomachenko, that's a good fight as well. All right, I've been talking for about an hour now. Respect to everybody out there who be grinding in this quarantine period. Keep your grind going. Don't stop for nobody. I don't care if it's an online grind. I don't care if it's an offline grind. I don't really care what it is. You just keep grinding. I'm going to take a bath. In other news, because there's a bunch of news that came out. So we got little guys calling out bigger guys. Gary Russell calling out Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, Tank. Leo Santa Cruz trying to make that fight with Tank at 130. I know things are going to catch back pretty soon. The way Donald Trump is talking in the United States, he wants America to be back up and running pretty soon. And so I'm looking forward to that. If they get back up and running, China's already getting back up and running. China, ladies and gentlemen, has picked up their shit and they are already back to almost normal running again. Shit, if China's up and running, America got to do something real quick. They're like, no, we can't be behind China. Not again, right? There are other countries that are up and running already. Shit's got to end. One way or the other, this coronavirus thing got to end. Because some people going to have a big head start over other people. And we can't have that happening now, can we? So one way or the other, this coronavirus thing's going to end. Which means entertainment and stuff's gonna pick back up. But if China's up and running, y'all is gonna be in some shit. Can't be behind China now. China be always ahead of the game. And this coronavirus thing was probably supposed to hurt China, but it be hurting everybody. So if it was a political move to try and shut down China's economy, it's backfiring right now. China ain't playing. China's up and running already. Hell, they almost up and running. They wasn't playing around with this shit. Hey, this is another thing about the corona I want to talk about. I have to check my stats, but from what I know, I was listening to some channel, I can't remember what channel it was on here, boxing channel, talking about how the rate of coronavirus spread is faster than the major flus and all that stuff. Listen. At the end of the day, we have to look at total numbers. When we look at total numbers, Okay? The percentage of people who have gotten corona worldwide is not even 1%. Now, you could say, oh, well, it's because, the quarantines and shit. Okay, if you want to say that. But at the end of the day, it's not even 1%. Okay? All right? It's just facts. So, and on top of that, you're talking about rates. Who cares? Like, we want to know final figures. What will be the total amount of people at the end of the day who gotten corona versus the number of people at the end of the day who got the flu? It's going to be like 3 billion, 4 billion people, right? At the end of the day, because it's going to go globally, everybody's going to get the corona, okay? And some people are hoping for a vaccine or something. And I'm like, why would I want a vaccine for the corona? Like, why? Why? It's a flu. Why would I want a vaccine for that? It's a flu. It's just a bug. Okay? It's a bug. Some people are reacting bad to it because they just don't have the right immune system for it. Some people because they're afraid. Okay? Fear lowers your immune system. So what do you expect? It even lowers your health. And there's a whole set of studies on that. People who are in love, they have a stronger immune system and they're more healthy than people who are in fear. It's just what it is. So if you're fearful about this coronavirus and you're acting out of fear, guess what? You're making yourself more vulnerable to it, and more violent symptoms will happen to you. Whereas the people who are not as concerned and they're focused on other things and they have love in their heart, their immune system's going to be better. So at the end of the day, y'all need to start tripping out here. I'm not saying take this thing lightly. It's a bad bug, okay? And if you do not tend to it and you're negligent, you will die. I'm just saying, all right? But at the end of the day, people are overhyping this shit, okay? To get you scared. To get you scared. Which is not going to help you if you do get the virus. So, y'all need to take a chill pill, pause for a second, and do what you can. Please do not let your life go down the tubes because of this. Please do not stay inside your house all day. Get out there. Meet people. Talk with them. Okay, you don't want to shake their hands. You don't want to hug them. Fine. But get into continuing to be as normal as possible. When 9/11 happened, what did they say? Let us as Americans not be broken. Let us try to continue as normal as possible. Shit, the place looked like it was like what? It looked like a nuclear bomb went through the place. But people started one time getting back to their lives, getting themselves in order. That's what you got to do. Even when you're under quarantine, you got to keep on calling people, FaceTiming, going out there, visiting people. Don't let them bullshit you visit people. Just maintain your distance. Okay? Just maintain your distance. But don't stop doing what you've always been doing. I hear some people say, man, I am not letting nobody inside my house. Okay. Then let them outside your house. A lot of you motherfucking multi-millionaires out there, you got a big old fucking lawn, you got a big old fucking backyard. Y'all can't talk and lie. Listen, somebody got to drop something for you to eat, okay? What is all of this? Okay. Yeah, so anyway, back to what I was saying. Man, y'all should be like chilling. Some people even eating together. They're eating together. I just had to do business with people. That means I have to get this stuff. Listen, I cannot be washing everything in bleach and water. I'm sorry. And so it ain't happening. Okay? When I buy things off the shelf, I'm not going to just contaminate everything that I got. Come on, man. That's unrealistic. Or you going to get your groceries outside, clean them out, and all that shit. Man, shut up. Shut up. I ain't doing that shit. Another thing I'm not doing, I'm sorry, people, but I'm not wearing no fucking mask. I'm not doing it. Just not doing it. They told me go in the store and stuff, and you gotta have a mask. I was like, why? It was like, really? Oh, coronavirus. I was like, why? Well, coronavirus, of course. So then I'm like, well, what does the mask do for me? Well, the mask helps you to not spread the virus. And I have the virus. That's what you're saying? How am I going to spread the virus? You only spread the virus by coughing. I'm not coughing. So why do I need to wear a mask? I'm just saying. So when they told me you have to wear a mask, I said, no, I'm not doing that. I'm gone. I'm not going into your establishment because I have to wear a mask. So let me get it straight. We have freedom of choice to choose, but once you're going in a private institution, you have to follow their rules. So you don't really have no fucking choice. If you have to go get something, right, you don't really have a choice, but we have a choice of whether to wear a mask or not. Come on, man. Don't play those stupid games with me. Oh, we need to control the population. We don't want this thing to spread. Come on, man. You serious? So washing your hands is not enough. I can understand if there's a tremendous amount of people going to a place to use the facility, in which case I'm not going. I'm not going to go inside of a facility that's overcrowded. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I assess the situation. I'm not going in there. All right? So let's say you got, and here's the funny thing about the whole thing. Right next door, where I had to go pay a bill, of course they limit the amount of people going inside the establishment. They had a line, but you didn't have to wear a mask. Ain't that kind of funny? So I get what they're doing is a different strategy. They're like, we're regulated if there's a lot of people inside of a building, whereas you would have to wear a mask and you get to sanitize yourself. I get it. But the mask does not protect you, right? Sanitation protects you, but not the mask. What you did is you just muzzled people. That's a psychological thing you just did to them. And you made their resistance lower to the virus because you instilled fear in them. Because when people are walking around with this, it scares everybody. We all know something's wrong. And it instills fear in us. That's the first reaction we're going to have. A lot of governments try to deter people through punitive methods and scare tactics. That shit is old school. That don't work today. What works today is incentives to encourage people to want to do the right thing. So people today are not like yesterday. They research, they do their homework. They're watching all the information online, especially now with the internet. They're not stupid. And a lot of these old regimes, they call themselves the New World Order, but they're really old world order, archaic, backward thinking people. Okay? And they think that we're going to go back to the feudal system. They think we're going to go back to, the days of the kings and queens where people just follow the king and the queen. And then that shit is over, ninjas. By the way, London Real just had a successful overturn of their banning from Lincoln, because when they banned London Real and the owner, Brian Rose, from Lincoln, the followers said, fuck Lincoln, and they withdrew their accounts from Lincoln. And thousands of accounts were withdrawn from Lincoln. Let Lincoln know, you don't have the fucking clout. We keep you alive. And a lot of these private establishments and governments need to know that the people, whether y'all think that it's the corporate society that elected you and you use the people as fodder, the fucking people elected you. We're the ones that accepted that you're the governing body. And governments need to understand, and people need to rise up and let them know, you serve us, not the other way around. You provide a service for us. We have the power to shut your ass down. They need to know that. They be targeting people on YouTube. Listen, motherfuckers don't need YouTube. We could start up another thing. We're the ones that are using YouTube to make YouTube relevant. If tomorrow we say, fuck Google, we're going to use another search engine. We have the power to shut these motherfuckers down. They need to understand that. And we can organize into groups. If we say we don't want fucking 5G, we're going to burn your 5G centers down. We're going to destroy your 5G. You're going to have to listen to us. Governments, if we say we don't like this fucking quarantine, you're going to have to find another solution to this problem because we ain't buying into this shit. We fuck y'all. They're going to have to listen to us. See, we have the power because we have the numbers and we are the ones that allow them to rule. We determine what happens next. And we passively sometimes accept what they say because they try to manipulate us through fear. They try to manipulate us through division. But they depend on us. And y'all have to understand that. They need us to believe them, not the other way around. We don't need them to believe us. That's why this relationship is what it is. They need us. All these multi-billionaires and multi-millionaires still need us to maintain their billions and millions. Don't let them fool you and their status. And this is what we keep on forgetting. We're the ones with the power, not them. But they're manipulating our power. You got to see that you have, it's not like you don't, a lot of y'all operate in fear. And a lot of y'all throw your hands up in the air and say, oh my God, what am I going to do? I got to accept what it is. This is the way how the world is going. No, you don't have to accept shit. You don't have to accept nothing. And if there's a sufficient number of you that say, fuck this, I don't buy into that, they have to listen and they have to conform. Donald Trump, with all his power, when people really started lashing out, the bulk of people, he had his supporters and shit, but when the majority of America started lashing out, he had to respond. He had to. The numbers, you can't play with numbers. It's a numbers game. So when the London Real Army said, fuck Lincoln, motherfucker had to reverse the decision. And if a bunch of you tomorrow rise up and say this bullshit on any issue, they're going to have to listen and they're going to have to conform. And some of them try to stay hardline for as long as they can, but they're going to break. All of them motherfuckers going to break. Why? Because you're the ones that make them successful. Y'all have to change up their approach. And don't let anybody make you believe there's only one way to do something. There's not only one way to do something. Even in healthcare, there's a multitude of ways to approach an issue. You guys gotta open your mind. Stop being afraid and closing off. And open your eyes in love. Love helps you to see things a lot more. You're not gonna do things out of hate either, because hate is a product of fear. You're not doing things out of hate. Hate is myopic. You're doing things out of love for people and justice. And then it all works out really well. All right? So I'm just saying these things because a lot of y'all just really feel so unempowered. And a lot of y'all just don't understand. You are the most, you have everything to be the most empowered. You just have to organize yourself. And make a united statement globally, and that's it. Motherfuckers got to listen to you. If y'all as fight fans demand certain fights globally, you make a statement, and what you do, you say, I ain't watching another fucking fight until this fight happens. And y'all stick to that. United as fans. They got to listen to you. They got to make that fucking fight happen. They just have to. You determine the fans, and you hear them say it in this quarantine period. It's a blessing in disguise. Fights are not going to be the same without the fans. Live. That's the power you hold in your hand. But you have to hit their wallets, they got to realize, oh shit, we ain't making shit right now. Fans just totally disappeared. They feel that. Motherfuckers might ride out for 1 fight, 2 fights. They ain't gonna do it for 3. Have to listen to you. I mean, you don't understand that. You don't have the organization to do it. You don't organize yourselves properly. But if you really were serious about it, that's all you had to do. You have the purchasing power. You're the one that keeps the industry going. Nobody else keeps the industry going. You're the guys that fork out the money for the pay-per-views. You're the guys that attend the fights and pay extraordinary amounts of money for it. You do that. You're keeping them in business, not the other way around. So if you don't understand that, your viewership of fights and so on, you are the one with the power, not the other way around. You're the one putting out the money, not them. They're making money off of you. So stop bitching and moaning and start doing. Don't be afraid. Don't be sad. Don't be depressed. Do it. Do it. I'm out of here. I'm what you need. Been watching my channel. Hope you guys have a good one. Should have taken a bath a while ago. I'm gonna catch you guys later. Deuces, peace.